Welcome to Santa Barbara under the Foresters Broadcast Network. Today, the Foresters return home as they play a non-CCL game against the Coastal Dodgers. I'm Hunter Shoemaker, and thanks for joining us on Eddie Matthews Field here at the campus of Santa Barbara High School. So today, the Foresters take on the Coastal Dodgers. The Coastal Dodgers, a non-CCL game, so this game is not countable towards stats and standings, an exhibition, so to speak, for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Henry Prindle gets the ball on the hill, 7th appearance on paper. Again, this won't go towards his official stat lines this outing today. The Foresters hope to get about 4 innings out of Henry today. And he is facing this lineup for the Coastal Dodgers, leading off and in center field, James Luderer. Batting second at second to Nate Kurth. Batting third and at first base, Bradley Sakata. In the cleanup spot and in right field, Andrew Vega. Batting fifth and at third base, Ashton Bloom. Batting sixth, the catcher, Cole Studd. In the 7th spot and in left field, Brandon Sakata. Mason Crane is the DH, bats 8th. And Judah Hill at the 9th spot is the shortstop with Shane Grant getting the ball on the hill today for the Coastal Dodgers. One day removed from Independence Day, we appreciate you joining us. Sturs back in action, and away we go. Ball 1 to James Luderer. So the Foresters, the 9 players selected to the CCL All-Star Game, were in Reno, Nevada yesterday. Those players are not here today. They'll be back tomorrow when the Sturs are on the road. And a ball and a strike on James Luderer. And for Prindle, first time he gets the ball to start a ball game this season. He's a 1-0 record, 10 innings pitched so far this year for Henry. 5 walks to 10 punch-outs for the right-handed starter. Did not miss by much, 2-1. And the leadoff man this game, Luderer, familiar with the area, going to Ventura CC. 2-2. Down in Ventura College, where the Foresters will be tomorrow to take on the Conejo Oaks. Their lone Monday game of the year. But right now, all about the Foresters and the Coastal Dodgers. Luderer takes ball 3, full count. That high fastball from Prindle at 91. The ball game starts with a walk. 1 on, nobody out for the Dodgers. Let's take a look at the defense today for the Sturs. Nate Rivera is behind the plate, doing the catching today, a recent addition just for this game for the Foresters. In the infield, Josh Woodworth is at third, Addison Klepsch is at short, Joe Sandusky at second, Wyland Nelson is at first. In the outfield, Chamberlain is in left, Brady Janusik is in center, and Makani Nabarro is in right. First pitch missed away from Prindle to Nate Kurth. 1 on, nobody out in the opening inning. Strike 1. Kurth starting at second base today for the Dodgers. And this is a Coastal Dodgers team mainly comprised of players born in 07 or later. A lot of incoming freshmen or players that finished up their freshman year collegiately. Mainly more local guys on this Coastal Dodgers team. 2-1. And Kurth recently finished up with Arroyo Grande High School. A number of players from Arroyo Grande. Also Santa Barbara City College, well represented. Also some other guys from Santa Barbara proper area, right where we are currently at Eddie Matthews Field. Counts now 3-1 on to Nate Kurth. And the weather here in Santa Barbara heating up, feels more like a true summer day. It's still been relatively cool the past month in June. So 1 on, the 3-1 is lifted straight to Nabarro in right. 1 away.
Now hitting number 27, Bradley Sakata.
So 1 on, 1 out. Here's number 3 man, Bradley Sakata. Two Cicadas in the lineup today. Bradley batting third. Brandon at the 7 spot. Bradley at first. Brandon in left. And Cicada playing with Occidental College. Takes a first pitch strike. Good delivery from Henry Prindle. 0-1. On the inside corner, strike 2. And for the Foresters, even though this is, quote, an exhibition game, non-countable towards CCL stats and standings, looking to bounce back after their loss, the last game that they played against the MLB Academy Barons, dropping that game in Compton 3-2. First strikeout for Prindle, 2 out.
That strikeout by Henry Prindle was sponsored by Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating. Up to bat, number 23, Andrew Vega.
In that game for the Foresters, speaking of strikeouts, Foresters struck out a lot down the stretch in the game where they were only held to 5 hits. They put up a 2 spot in the first frame, and then were blanked the remainder of the ball game at the hands of the Barons. That's a first pitch strike on Andrew Vega out of the 4 spot today for the Coastal Dodgers. The inning started with a leadoff walk to Luderer. Prindle took care of the next 2. And gets ahead 0-2 on Andrew Vega. Last hitter from Henry at 90. The 0-2 from Prindle, runners on the move, and a strikeout ends the inning. Great work by Henry Prindle, works around a leadoff walk through a half scoreless. Foresters coming up.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Bottom of the first, Foresters bat, scoreless game. Here's the lineup for SB, leading off in right field, Makani Nabarro. At short and batting second, Addison Klepsch. In the 3-hole and in left field, Cole Chamberlain. In the middle, Brady Janusik is in center. Wyland Nelson is at first. Josh Woodworth is at third. On the back end, Nick Salmon is the DH. Joe Sandusky bats 8th at second. And Nate Rivera is the catcher today, batting 9th. We already saw Henry Prindle, and Shane Grant gets the ball on the hill for the Coastal Dodgers here this afternoon. At this time, we can take a look at the Coastal Dodger defense. Cole Studd is behind the plate. Ashton Bloom is at third. Judah Hill at short. Tanae Kurth is at second. Bradley Cicada is at first. Andrew Vega is in right field. James Luderer in center. And Brandon Cicada is in left. So here is Makani Nabarro. After the All-Star weekend, all the players named to the All-Star team and playing in the game yesterday in Reno, Nevada, in a very packed stadium, the Reno Aces AAA Park, the affiliate of the Diamondbacks. Attendance was over 8,000 for that CCL Showcase game. Those players are not here today. And the first pitch swinging is into the gap from Nabarro, and he's going to start off the ball game with a base hit.
Up to bat, number 4, Addison Fletch.
So with one on, nobody out, here is Addison Klepsch, batting out the 2 spot today for Bill Pintard. And we just mentioned the manager, the skipper for the Forsters, was at the CCL Showcase game last night, flying in earlier today. Got here before first pitch, and the Forsters have their legendary manager at the helm today in this non-CCL matchup. Navarro thought about moving, puts a ball and strike on Klepsch. We alluded to it in the last half inning. The Forsters dropping their last game before the All-Star weekend to the MLB Academy Barons, and all 3 games against the Barons and the Forsters this season have been decided by 1 run. The first 2, the Forsters were on the winning end. A couple days back, they were on the losing end for just the 4th time this season. Navarro got back safe. Good pickoff move from Shane Grant. And Klepsch had a really nice game against the Barons on the 2nd. Ended up going 1 for 2. His first time tripled. Came around to score, and the Forsters are only able to push in 2 runs in the ball game, both of which came in the opening inning. It's also a walk and a sacrifice for Klepsch. Ball and 2 strikes. Comes the 2-2 from Grant. Navarro's on the move, and he's going to have to retreat back. That's off to the right now to play. And for the Forsters, playing here on Sunday, having a game tomorrow and also a game on Tuesday, an off day on Wednesday this week. But you even look at the schedule for the Forsters. It's July 5th today. The final game of the regular season is exactly 2 weeks from today on the 19th. Team leaves for Wichita early that following week. The NBC tournament officially starts on the 23rd. So NBC in Wichita is coming up quick, right around the corner. And the count's now full on Klepsch. A fly ball to right. Vega is there. 1 down.
Now hitting, sponsored by BMW Santa Barbara, number 44, Cole Chamberlain.
So 1 on 1 out. Batter is Cole Chamberlain. We just saw Navarro make the jump. Well, he tried to make the swipe to second. The Forsters, such an aggressive base running team. It's been incredible what they do year in and year out. And Bill Pintard always stresses putting the pressure on the defense. If you've got good runners on the team, you might as well use them. Even look back to a year ago, the Forsters went 91 for 119 stolen bases on attempts. Yes, 119 stolen base attempts in just over 30 regular season games. There goes Navarro. He's doing wind sprints out there. He's back to first base. It's 1-1. So far this season, the Forsters have attempted already over 100 stolen bases, and that is through 24 games. They play 34 rather, during this regular season. 1-1 on Chamberlain, strike 2. After Cole will be Brady Janusik. The 1-2 pitch. It's fought off again, and Nabarro was on the move back to first base. Chamberlain, who's a second-year Forester, spent his freshman year with Texas. A year ago was at Coastal Carolina. Of course, it is his second year with the Foresters. But in recent news, Chamberlain committed to Oregon. And he's going to be a Duck this next coming fall. And after an incredible prep career, who hails from Northern California, at 346 in his high school career. Now went to his third year collegiately. He's fought off a couple from Shane Grant. And a towering fly ball to center. Luderer goes back right in front of the wall, makes the squeeze, 2 out. Chamberlain gave it a ride, and Grant ends up winning the battle. A pair of flyouts by the starting right-hander after giving up a leadoff single. It's now Janusik. So 1 on, 2 down, and here is the center fielder. Strike 1. Nice pitch from Grant on the inside corner. Started him off with the slider. Here's the 0-1. Nabarro on the move, foul again. The McConney, every time he's made the jump, is pulled back to first. And we touched on the first half inning. It is a warmer day here in Santa Barbara. Probably the first day that really kind of feels like a true summer day. June was pretty cool. Nothing too hot. And almost some nights kind of got cool after the games. Had to throw the jacket on. But here, feels like a July day. Janusik strikes out to end the inning. And Shane Grant works around a leadoff single. Nabarro is left at first base after 1. Scoreless from Eddie Matthews Field. Santa Barbara Airport with 5 airlines: America, Alaska, Delta, Southwest, and United, with 13 nonstop destinations including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Francisco, Seattle, and San Diego. With 26 daily departures, SBA's newest daily service to Chicago and San Diego ensure you can get all over the world with just 1 easy connection. Skip the traffic and stress of driving to LA and enjoy a stress-free start to your trip by flying SBA. Learn more. Book your flight today at flysba.com. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently. First pitch in there from Henry Prindle against Ashton Bloom. It's Bloom, Stud, and Brandon Sakata, the 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Coastal Dodgers. Scoreless game after 1. Prindle, his first start of the season. Entering this outing, 4.50 ERA for the right-hander. All the times he has been out of the bullpen. Gets the ball today, just misses down 2-1. So the Foresters playing their 24th game of the regular year. 34-game regular season schedule, but Wichita right around the corner. The Foresters have won the NBC tournament 10 times, the last of which in 2022. What will happen this year? 2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff man, Ashton Bloom. Bloom strikes out in 3 straight Ks for Prindle, 1 away.
Up to bat, number 26, Cole Stud.
So with 1 down, that brings up Cole Stud. Stud recently finishing up with Highland High School. Going to Trinity College, bats from the left side. 1 down, bases clear. And for the Foresters, defensively, if you're joining us late, Woodworth is at third, Klepsch is at short, Joe Sandusky is at second, Wyland Nelson at first, Nate Rivera catching today for the Foresters. Chamberlain is in left, Janusick is in center, and Makani Nabarro is in right. Instead, gets ahead 2-0 on Henry Prindle. Stud gets ahead 3-0. After him will be Brandon Sakata. Already saw Bradley earlier today. The 2 Sakatas in the lineup today for the Coastal Dodgers. Here comes the 3-0. Ball 4. And Stud works a 4-pitch walk with 1 down in the second. So the second walk given up by Prindle.
Number 15, Brandon Sakata.
And the ground ball to get out of this inning as it's now Brandon Sakata. 1 on, 1 out. And for the Foresters, entering that last game against the Barons, their team that turned 16 double plays this season. Prindle's looking for 1 right now. And that's ball 1, 5 straight balls from Henry. And with the Foresters playing this game on Sunday, if you include today's game, they'll have 3 games at home this week. A schedule that is primarily on the road in July. A much different looking schedule compared to other years for the Foresters. With just 6 home games all season long in July. And Prindle falls behind 2-0, 6 straight balls. Gets a swing, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Nice pitch from Prindle. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 to Sakata. He was able to check it. And the counts run full. Prindle likely thought he had punch out number 4, but instead it's ball 3. And it definitely feels a lot harder on the field here this afternoon. You can see Prindle wiping the sweat. Warmest game by far this season at Eddie Matthews Field. 3-2. Struck him out, 2 down.
That strikeout by Henry Prindle was brought to you by Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating. Up to bat, number 22.
4th strikeout for Henry. And with 1 on 2 down, here is the DH Mason Krang. And if that name sounds familiar, Mason was one of the pitchers earlier this year for the Foresters. Gets a start in the DH spot. Was only ever as a reliever with the Foresters. Brindle misses away with the heater, ball 1. And Mason graduated this last year from San Marcos High School, committed to Fordham. Behind the count, 1 and 2. And Krang also had some good run at third base through high school. Of course, the right-handed reliever, the capacity he was used for the Foresters this season. Back-to-back Ks for Prindle. And the side retired. Henry ends up striking out 3, works around a 4-pitch walk through 1.5 scoreless from Santa Barbara.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Bottom of 2, scoreless. First pitch from Shane Grant misses away to Wylan Nelson. It's Nelson, Woodworth, and Nick Salmon for the Foresters in the last of the second. Shane Grant worked around a leadoff single in the first inning of this ball game and gets ahead and falls behind, rather, 2-0 to Wylan Nelson. So Wylan, he's been holding down first base so consistently in the past couple of weeks. Missed 2 weeks with an injury. Such a calming presence over at first base. Favorable count in the air and out of play down the left field line. Strike 1. And the Foresters playing their 16th game at home this season. They'll only have 5 more home games after today. So if you're in the area, Foresters' home schedule will be coming to a close rather quick. That's a bouncer. Handled by Sakata, but he bobbles it and he recovers. Fantastic play by Grant getting over there, the pitcher.
Now hitting, sponsored by Doug Scott of the Allison Company, number 20, Josh Woodworth.
So 1 down. And the batter is Josh Woodworth. In the last game for Josh, ended up going 1 for 2, a pair of walks in the game against the Academy Barons. But notably, Woodworth, his first home run of the season in that opening inning. Towering fly ball into left down at the MLB Youth Academy at Compton College. Ball and a strike. Got underneath this one. That's to center. Luderer misplayed it, but going back from short is Hill. 2 down. I think Luderer didn't quite see it. Was stationary out there in center. But Judah Hill was there from short to make the play. And 2 down in the second. And that's going to bring up the DH, Nick Salmon. If you were with us the last game that the Foresters played on the second, well, we saw Nick out of the bullpen. First time all season long we saw Nick throw for the Foresters this year. Really, in his mind, still considers himself a pitcher by trade, but majority of this season he has been either the DH or somewhere in the infield, or actually rather it's been the outfield or the DH for Bill Pintard this year. Ball and a strike. And Nick, who went to UC Santa Barbara as a pitcher, redshirted his freshman season, spent the past year with Golden West CC. Was primarily in the lineup to hit, a couple appearances on the hill. Going to Oregon State next year. That is off one hop to Sakata. No, he caught it on the fly to end the inning. Nice play by Bradley Sakata to make the pick right at shoe level. And Shane Grant retires the Foresters in order after 2. Scoreless between the Dodgers and the Sturs.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Ball 1 in the dirt to Judah Hill. Henry Prindle has struck out 5 through 2. 2 men have reached against him, both via walks. It is 9-1-2 for the Coastal Dodgers. Hill, Luderer, and Kurth. Scoreless game, and that hits him up high. And Hill down to first. Good to see him okay.
Up to bat, number 3, James Luderer.
It's a 1 on, nobody out, and Hill gets on in front of the top of the order, and good to see him down at first base. So it's now Luderer gets his second look at Henry Prindle. Luderer walked his first time. So 1 on, nobody out. James Luter takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. That's backing out of play. Strike 2. So Luter at the top spot, walked his first time. Then his second look at Prindle. If you were with us earlier, game plan for Henry. They hope to get him through 4. It's gone 2+ to this point, and ahead of Luter, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Prindle. That's foul. And well by Rivera. 0-1. Runners on the move, and it's foul. Hills back to first base. After Luter will be Tanae Kurth. And then Bradley Chicada will follow him. Can Prindle put Luter away? James fell behind the count early to Prindle in the first. Fell behind early here. But still was able to get back and work a walk in the opening inning. Struck him out. Number 6 for Prindle, 1 away in the third.
That strikeout by Henry Prinzel was sponsored by Lee and
And you look at the numbers for Henry this year, 5 walks to 10 Ks. He's now punched out 6. They're 2 1/3. So that brings up the number 2 man, Tanae Kurth. He's at second base today with 1 on, 1 out. Throw down to first. Nice pickup by Nelson. But in safely was Hill. Tanae flew out to right his first time. Makani Nabarro is out there defensively for the Foresters. Actually, to this point, Kurth is the only man not to get struck out in terms of the outs that have been recorded. 7 outs to this point, 6 have been strikeouts. The only man that has been retired, not by way of the K, the man at the plate. Good pitch from Prindle, 0-2. The Foresters do not have their All-Stars available today. All the men that played in the showcase game last night making their way back to Santa Barbara for a CCL game tomorrow against the Oaks. The 0-2 is shot to center field. Janusic back in front of the wall, has out number 2. So a pair of flyouts now for Kurth. And that's going to bring up Bradley Chicada. With 2 down, 1 on. Chicada, strikeout victim in the first. He's 0 for 1. 1 on, 2 out. Here's Chikata. Goes after the first pitch. That was at 90 from Henry Prindle. Strike 1. And the Foresters, one of 10 full member franchises in the CCL. Dodgers, Coastal Dodgers, not a part of the CCL. So this game for the Foresters not countable towards stats and standings in the CCL. Prindle gets ahead 0-2. So regardless of how well and how long Prindle goes in this game, even though 6 strikeouts won't be on the ledger when you look at it tomorrow or the next time he appears out of the bullpen. Gets ahead of Chikata. Trying to work around a hit batsman. Strike 2 pitch, got him, and the side retired. Prindle racking up the Ks left and right. The Coastal Dodgers, after 3, have stranded 3. Foresters bat in the bottom of the inning, scoreless from Eddie Matthews Field.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Last of the third, Sandusky, Nate Rivera, and Makani Nabarro for the Foresters. Scoreless game. The Stars have had 1 base runner so far. It was Nabarro who led off with a single. And here, Sandusky lifts one to left center field. Luderer slides over. 1 pitch for Shane Grant, and he retires Sandusky for out number 1 in the third. So now 7 straight retired by the starter for the Coastal Dodgers, settling into his outing nicely. So here's Nate Rivera. Picked up for today's contest in this non-CCL game. Rivera starting behind the plate in a position that has gotten thin for the Foresters. Part of the reason why 2 All-Stars, both Zane Becker and Carter Rutenbar. Rutenbar's been all over the field defensively, playing in the CCL Showcase game. Did not play against the Barons. Not here today. A couple of the catchers, Liam Wilson along with Aiden Camber, got banged up in the last game, and as a result, here's Rivera. 2 quick strikes from Grant. And it's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Good take on the inside edge. 2-2. Makani Nabarro stands on deck for the Foresters. The counts run full on the starting catcher today for the Foresters. To the left side, gonna be tough. Knocked down by Bloom. What a play over at third by Ashton Bloom. 2 down.
Now hitting, sponsored by Dolores College, number 7, Makani Navarro.
So Grant has now retired 8 in order, and the lone man to reach base is back to the plate. Navarro swinging off the first pitch into right. The lone hit of the ball game actually for either side. Coastal Dodgers have stranded 1 in every inning so far. 2 walks and a hit batsman for the Dodgers to get their base runners. And great to see Makani back in the lineup today for the Foresters. Been some time since we saw Makani get one of the starts under Bill Pintard, manager in his 32nd year. Took over in '95, was a pitching coach prior to that in the early '90s. Good count now for Makani. That's pinned well by Grant. 2-1. That is foul, 2-2. Should the inning continue, Klepsch on deck for the Sturs. In July, that has a format a little bit different compared to what the Foresters saw the first couple weeks of the season in June. Game tomorrow, but an off day on Wednesday. Navarro takes ball 3, full count. First 3 weeks of the regular season for the Foresters. Full 6-game weeks. Just Mondays off. A couple more off days sprinkled in there, of course. The off day on Friday as well. 3-2. And Navarro continues the inning. Makani reaching base for the second time today. The 2-out walk, and the batter is Addison Klepsch. 1 on, 2 down. Klepsch flew out to right his first time. Runners on the move. A ball at the plate, down to second. They got him. Navarro caught stealing to end the inning. Nice throw by Cole Studd. And Grant just has to face the minimum after 3, scoreless from Eddie Matthews Field.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Scoreless game. This one's into the 4th inning. Dodgers and the Foresters strike 1 on Andrew Vega. It's Vega, Bloom, and Studd for the Dodgers getting their second look at Henry Prindle. That was pitch number 52 for Henry, who was struck out 7 through 3. Other than that, been a pair of flyouts. Everything else has been Ks for Prindle, and he's ahead 0-2 on Vega. Good take from Andrew, 1-2. And in this game, there's been no man in scoring position, period. The Foresters have had just 2 base runners. The Dodgers have had 3. And that's how the inning starts. Got him on the outside corner, 1 away. So at 1 down, here's Bloom. Prindle got him swinging to lead off the second. And now 8 Ks for Henry. Breaking pitch, missing high and away, ball 1. Seventh time Henry taking the hill this season for the Foresters. Likely expect this to be the final inning, given that the pitch count will be approaching 60 here. Next couple tosses from Prindle. Jammed him a bit. Sandusky on the move. Makes the play, 2 down. First ground out induced by Prindle in this game, 2 down. So with 2 out, the batter is Cole Stud. Worked a 4-pitch walk his first time, now is in the second. One of 2 walks given up by Prindle. He's also hit a man. Should the inning continue after Stud, be Chikata. Brandon Chikata, that is. Prindle continuing to cycle through the pitches. Here comes the 0-1 to Stud. 1-1. Let's pitch at 82 from Prindle. Breaking pitch missing upstairs. With the Foresters going 12-3 this season at Eddie Matthews Field. Here's the 2-1. Ball 3 zipped in at 91. It's been an interesting game. Just the 1 hit for either side was Nabarro. That was the first time he stood in off the first pitch. 3-1 is foul off the left and out of play. But 2 down, the 3-2 to Stud. Got him on the inside corner, and Prindle has now struck out 9 through 4. Prindle, fantastic work in his first start of the season. This game's going to the bottom of the 4th. Foresters bat, scoreless game.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a 3rd-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Bottom of 4, 2, 3, and 4 for the Foresters. Scoreless game. Klepsch, Chamberlain, and Janusik get their second look at Shane Grant, who has settled in so nicely into this outing. Just 2 base runners against him today, both of which were Makani Nabarro. That is foul on the wrong side of the bag at third, strike 1. And Klepsch, third year with the Foresters. That's in the air to left and straight at Chikata. A few paces to his right to record out number 1 in the 4th.
Number 44, Cole Chamberlain.
So 1 down. Ball 1 to Chamberlain. Flew out to center back in the opening inning. James Luter is out there defensively for the Coastal Dodgers. First and only time that these two teams play. And actually the only time that the Foresters play a non-CCL opponent. You look back the past couple years, it's probably about 2, maybe even 3 times a season the Foresters played a non-CCL team. This is the only game this year not countable towards CCL stats and standings. That's smoked but outside first. Strike 1. (19-4). The Foresters entering this ball game. (2-1). That's fluttered to the left side and a base hit in the left for Chamberlain. The one out knocking, he gets on in front of Janusik. Just the second hit of the ball game for the Foresters, third base runner. Grant got Janusik on a strikeout in the opening inning. Gets his second look at the right-handed starter for the Coastal Dodgers, who has done well limiting this Forester lineup to just 2 hits. Grant, you have some of the guys playing that all-star game that would typically be sprinkled in throughout this lineup. There's been so much depth in this lineup that could change so much from day to day. You don't lose much when certain guys are out of the lineup or certain guys are in. And we've touched on it all year, especially on the infield. The oscillation day in and day out. The infield pretty much changing every day. Up the middle, on the corners. So even if the Foresters, one of the best offensive teams in the CCL, don't have a couple guys, so many guys step up in their spot, and Janusik's behind in the count. 0-2. There's not been a man in scoring position in this ball game. Chamberlain isn't the biggest runner on the team. Just 3 stolen bases on the year. The 0-2 to Brady. Ball one. The 0-2 from Grant. And struck him out. 2 down in the fourth.
Now batting, brought to you by Mesa Cafe. Number 28, Wylan Nelson.
So 1 on 2 out. The batter's Wylan Nelson, who is retired 3-1 on a nice play by Bradley Chicata. Linking up with Shane Grant, the pitcher, to record the out in the second. That's up the middle. It's going to be tough, and a base hit for Nelson. First to third goes Chamberlain. Runners on the corners in the fourth. Chamberlain didn't even think twice.
Number 20, Josh Woodward.
First to third. And runners on the corners for Josh Woodworth. Josh was retired on a pop-up. His first time, he's 0 for 1. Opportunity to bring home the first runs of this ball game. Ball one. Woodworth this season has brought home 12. That's in the dirt, gets away from Stud. Chamberlain gives the Foresters the lead. Ball in the dirt, and the Sturs take a 1-0 lead on the errant pitch. So this inning has gone line out to left, single strikeout, infield single by Wylan Nelson. Chamberlain scores on the wild pitch. 1-0 Foresters. That's a good count for Woodworth, 2-0. Left side, in the hole, deep is Hill. And Josh Woodworth continues the inning, the infield single.
Now batting, brought to you by Strength.
Runners on the corners for the second time in the fourth. And the batter is Nick Salmon. So after the Foresters had only 2 base runners through 3, they've had 3 base runners in this inning alone. 1 hit through 3. They have 3 hits here in the fourth. Runners on the corners, 2 down. And Salmon lined out to the man at first, Bradley Chicata. His first time. Ball one. That's foul off the legs of Salmon. 1-1. We discussed it earlier for 15. The man who hails from Newport Coast. 5 appearances this past season with Golden West. Just had his first appearance for the Foresters on the 2nd this month against the Barons. And that the Foresters dropped 3-2. And they're dealt just their 4th loss of the season. Here's a 1-1. Handled by Stud, ball 2. And for the Foresters, the end of the regular season, 2 weeks away from today. Kind of remarkable that Wichita is relatively right around the corner in the quest for the 11th NBC title for this Foresters team. Here's a fly ball to center. Into the gap goes Luderer. Handles out number 3. But the Foresters get one on 3 hits. They take the lead into the 5th. 1-0 Foresters. Santa Barbara Airport with 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta, Southwest, and United, with 13 nonstop destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle. With 26 daily departures, SBA's newest daily service to Chicago and San Diego ensure you can get all over the world with just one easy connection. Skip the traffic and stress of driving to LA and enjoy a stress-free start to your trip by flying SBA. Learn more. Book your flight today at flysba.com. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently. Henry Prindle back to work for the Foresters. That was pitch number 65 for Prindle. Just 3 base runners against him. No one has reached second base for the Dodgers to this point. Ball and a strike on Brandon Chikata, then Krang and Hill, the back 3 for this Coastal Dodgers lineup. Prindle first start of the season for Earl Carruthers and Bill Pintard. And Prindle has been filling up the strike zone. He has retired 6 straight. Has struck out 9 so far. And make it 10. 1 away.
Now batting, number 22, Mason Crank.
So Prindle now through 4 1/3. And we are into the 5th inning. This 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. First pitch swinging for Mason Krang. It's a fly ball to right. Nabarro secures out number 2. So 2 quick outs in this Finney's 5th inning for Henry Prindle. And it's now the number 9 man, Judah Hill. And Hill was the last man to reach base for the Dodgers back in the 3rd. He led off, was hit by a pitch. That's on the outside corner, 89 from Prindle. 0-1. Should the inning continue, James Luderer, top of the order, stands on deck for the Coastal Dodgers. A team that gives so many opportunities to young players getting out of high school in their early college years. Pretty consistently, the Dodgers play the Foresters at least once every year. And Prindle, ahead on Hill. 1-2 pitch. Do it again. And the count is 2-2 on Hill. He's able to check it. And the count's now run full on the starting shortstop for the Dodgers. On this Sunday afternoon in Santa Barbara, a warmer day here at Eddie Matthews Field. And the 3-2 from Henry Prindle. Lost him, and Hill reaching safely for the second time this ball game. A 2-out walk continues the fifth, and it's now James Luderer. Prindle had retired the last 8, and Hill was the last man to reach base in the third. Continues the fifth with a walk. It's back to the top. Luderer 0 for 1. Prindle got him on K's last time walked in the opening inning. Actually, prior to the last half inning, when the Foresters put up a run, first run of this ball game, there had not been a man at second base for either side. That changed with a 2-out knock by Nelson, put runners on the corners. Then the line continued with Josh Woodworth. Ball and a strike on Luderer. That's down 2-1. Luderer playing with Ventura College. Majority of the guys, Santa Barbara, Ventura area for this Coastal Dodgers team. 1 on, 2 down. That's on the inside edge. 2-2. Great location from Prindle. And Prindle, who had tossed 64 entering this inning, got 2 quick outs, the walk to Hill. And here comes a 2-2 to Luderer. Count's now full. Prindle walked Hill to continue the inning. It was 3-2. And a head start now for Judah Hill at first. In this 1-0 ball game, the Foresters drawing first blood in the last half inning. 3-2. And back-to-back walks given up by Prindle. Continues the inning in the 5th.
Now batting, number 13, Danae Kirk.
So here comes Earl Carruthers at the first base dugout for the Foresters. And you look down at the railing in that first base dugout. Currently no one standing on it. Remember, all the all-star players for the Foresters not here today. The late game last night in Reno. And even the bullpen. Not many men standing down there. It was touched on it when the Foresters were down in Compton. on the second when he got on the bus. Looked like just 9 guys were on the bus. Some guys met the team down in the area. But the Foresters, not at full strength, but still so many players have had so much time in the lineup this season for Bill Pintard. But the first time all ball game, the Dodgers have a man in scoring position. With 2 out, that's strike 1 on Tanae Kurth. Kurth 0 for 2. Pair of flyouts. Play over at first base. They got him. Heck of a play by Nate Rivera. Love to see that from the man playing for the first time with the Foresters all season long. Gets Luderer off of first base to retire the side. This game's through 4.5. Sturs by 1.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
First pitch and change of the ball game. Bottom of the 5th inning, Noah Habib takes over for Shane Grant, who goes 4 on 1 run. The Foresters play 1 run on 4 hits on his watch. No walks and 2 punch-outs for Grant. And it's now Noah Habib who takes over. He faces 8-9-1 for the Foresters. That misses down to Sandusky 1-0. Sandusky flew out to center his first time. That was against Grant. 2-0. And this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So it's Sandusky, Rivera, and Nabarro in this inning. The Foresters fresh off their first run. There's 1 run on 3 hits in the last. Prior to that inning, there was just 1 hit in the ballgame period. 3-1. Last pitch at 86 from Habib. Noah, the 6'4" right-hander, playing for SBCC. He's familiar with this area. The 3-1. That's in the air to right. Long run for Vega, but he's there. One away.
Now batting. Brought to you by Finney's Craft House. Number 24, Nate Rivera.
So one down. Here's Nate Rivera. In the last half inning, Rivera making the great play over at first base to catch Luder off the first base bag to retire the side. And with the catching core depleted, with two catchers representing the Foresters in the CCL Showcase game. The two catchers in the last game, Wilson and Camber, getting banged up. It's Rivera today, likely his only time with the Foresters this season. Grounded out 5-3 his first time. That's a bouncer, and that is down the line. Nate Rivera will go for two, and he cruises into second base. The one-out double for the catcher today. Love that from Rivera.
Now batting. Brought to you by Santa Barbara.
So he gets on in front of the top of the order, Makani Navarro. Makani's 1 for 1 with a walk today. An opportunity to double the Forester lead. So a 1 on, 1 out, Navarro. Strike one. Makani, another man playing with the Foresters last year, and Bill Pintard, after that season last year, really praised the 2025 team, saying they were committed to doing it right, committed to winning, even though the Foresters came up short in Wichita, Kansas. The Stars a year ago were perfect in the group stage, knocked out in the quarterfinals in the way the NBC is set up, much like the World Cup. You advance out of your group, and then from there, single elimination. Two and one now on Navarro. It was a great effort by the starter Shane Grant, who conceded a single to this man at the plate, then retired 8 straight. Gave up just a single run through 4. Not an easy thing to do against this Forester lineup that has been so good all year. That's handled by Stud. 3 and 1. Just to put numbers to the statement, the Foresters, through 23 games, have played at 198 runs. That's averaging just under 9 runs a game. Best slash line in the entire CCL. All 10 full franchise teams along with the 5 affiliates. Santa Barbara was number 1 in average, OBP, and slugging. And Navarro, perfect today on getting on base safely. 2 walks and a single. Put 2 on with 1 out in the 5th. So here's Addison Klepsch. 0 for 2. But with 2 on, just a single out in the 5th. Bouncer to the left side. Hill to second, on to first. Safe. Klepsch aboard on a fielder's choice, 2 out.
Now batting, brought to you by the Pomerantz family. Number 44.
Going to borrow the force-out victim at second.
Chamberlain.
Over to third, Rivera. And runners on the corners for Colt Chamberlain. Chamberlain 1 for 2 today. And on a visit to Noah. After Habib taking over in this inning, gone fly out double, walk, fielder's choice. And Chamberlain 1 for 2 today. Single in the left his last time and came around to score. Scored on the wild pitch to give the Forsters the lead. And we said earlier, Chamberlain recently committed to Oregon after spending this past year with Coastal Carolina. So the runners on the corners. For the third time this ballgame, Foresters had first and third twice in the last inning. Missed upstairs, ball 1. So in this non-CCL game today for the Foresters, tomorrow a rare Monday game against the Conejo Oaks on the road. I have an off day on Wednesday this week. That's a high strike, dot on the corner, 1-1. And after today, just 5 home games left for the Foresters this season. And this season that's scheduled and configured in a unique way with just a few handful of games in the month of July. And strike 2 now on Chamberlain. And with the Foresters, their first year back after being resurrected by Bob Townsend in 1991. Won 10 times Wichita, Kansas at the NBC. Runner on the move, 1-2's in the air to center. Luter can't get there. Chamberlain's got a base hit, and it's 2-0 Foresters. Cole's 2 for 3.
Now batting, brought to you by Rick Wilson. Number 9, Brady Janusek.
Klepsch went first to third, runners on the corners. So great today for Chamberlain. Has played it a run and has brought home a run in this 2-0 ball game, and it's now Brady Janusek. First and third, 2 down. That's a fly ball in the foul ground. Bloom runs out of room, and that's strike 1. And the 6th, that will be 2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers. Kurth, Bradley, and then Andrew Vega. Runners on the move. It's a strike at the plate. And from third base, Klepsch comes in to score. Chamberlain swipes second. And the Foresters lead 3-0 in the 5th. That's in the dirt, 1-2. Brady 0 for 2 today. Can he play Chamberlain? He's really responsible for all 3 of the runs on the scoreboard today. With that stolen base, allowing Klepsch to come in to score on the throw down. But a strikeout ends the inning. But Santa Barbara tack on 2. Chamberlain is now 2 for 3, and this game is after 5. Foresters on top 3-0 over the Coastal Dodgers.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Sixth inning, Foresters lead 3-0 over the Coastal Dodgers. Pitch and change. That is the first pitch strike from Brody Berlowitz, and it's been quite some time since we've seen Brody on the hill. Berlowitz last pitched on the 14th. Only tossed 2 pitches and left with an injury. And Berlowitz, 2 quick strikes on Tanae Kurth, the 2, 3, and 4 batters scheduled in this inning for the Dodgers. Kurth bounces one to the left side. Klepsch on the move and a high throw. And Kurth is on to start the 6th. And that ball sailed out of play. Kurth down to second. So 2 base error starts the 6th inning. Bradley Chicada now bats with 1 on, nobody out. So Chicada 0 for 2 gets his first look at Berlowitz. That's in the dirt. Over to third goes Kurth. And just like that, the Dodgers, for the first time all game, have a man at third base. In the last inning, they left a man at second. First time they got a man in scoring position. After Henry Prindle goes 5. No hits, no runs, a couple walks, and 10 strikeouts for Prindle. So here's the 1-0. Strike 1. Bradley Chicada batting at a 3 spot here for the Dodgers. That's off the ankles. Strike 2 for Brody. Spent the past 3 years with the University of Central Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma native. 18 appearances this season for Brody. Led the team in saves with 5. Also had 2 wins. Collegiately, his last outing was May 7th against Pittsburgh State. Remember, the last time he threw with the Foresters was on the 14th. Left with an injury. Great to see him back. That's down 2-2. And after Berlowitz filled up the strike zone quickly on Kurth, the 2-base error, wild pitch. Man at third base, nobody out, and a 2-2 count on Chikata. Two-two. Left side, that is a fair ball down the line. Chikata down to second base in the first hit of the ball game for the Dodgers. Brings home the first run. It's 3-1 in the 6th.
Now batting, number 23, Andrew Vega.
So 1 run in, 1 on, nobody out. The batter's Andrew Vega. Vega 0 for 2. Prindle K'd him twice, once in the first, once in the 4th. What a day from Prindle. Going the first 5 in line for the victory in this non-CCL game. And that ball's in the dirt. Over to third, Chikata. And in that game, that Berlowitz last pitched on the 14th, it was actually Henry Prindle who got the win in that game. Prindle was out of the bullpen after Tanner Grove went 4. Henry went the 5th and 6th innings. Picked up the win. That's foul. 1-1. That's in there at 89 from Berlowitz, strike 2. Ashton Bloom is on deck for the Coastal Dodgers in a 3-1 ball game. That runs away 2-2. And for Berlowitz, this past year, Central Oklahoma, 37 1/3 innings pitched. Looking for out number 1 here in the 6th. Counts full. Bloom next, 1 run in, and Chikata at third. Vega is on. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Now batting, number 20, Ashton Bloom.
So this inning has gone error. RBI double walk. And Berlowitz, 2 quick strikes on Kurth, the man who has since come around to score the first run of the ball game for the Dodgers. And here is Earl Carruthers, pitching coach for the Foresters. Spent some time in working with UC Davis in recent years. And a Foresters team without their all-stars here today in this non-CCL game. 9 Foresters named to the CCL Showcase game in which the Southern Division won last night. Actually, the Foresters, in 1 inning alone last night, recorded 5 RBIs, with the Southern Division routing the North. So first and third. And the batter is Ashton Bloom, who's 0 for 2. His last time grounded out, his first time strikeout, both against Prindle. Tying run on base for the Dodgers. That's right where Berlowitz throws it. Nelson holds on to him at first. First pitch to Bloom. We'll still have to wait. Runners on the move. A strike at the plate and a shallow throw. Down to second goes Vega. So stolen base advances Vega down to second. First stolen base of the game for the Dodgers. Gets rid of any forced out at second. Nobody out in the sixth. Here's the 0-1. That is up the middle. Gets past Sandusky. Ashton Bloom has tied this game in the sixth. The two-run single from the third baseman, and it's tied 3-3. First four have all reached here in the sixth, and it's now Cole Studd. He was 0 for 1, walked his first time. That's over to Sandusky. Goes to second. Get one, and they got him at first. What a double play turn by the infield. 4-6-3, bases clear, 2 out. Pinch hitter. Connor Grease hits out of the 7th spot for Brandon. With 2 down. Grease takes on the inside corner, 1-1. Strike 2 on the pinch hitter, Connor Grease. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Berlowitz. That's down 2-2. And Connor Grease playing with Allen Hancock College. Sees the 2-2. And it's run full. It's going to be tough. Sandusky ranges, but it'll be Klepsch, the spinner, safe, and Grease is on. So the infield single for Connor Grease when he pinch hits. That is the 3rd hit of the inning. Actually, the Dodgers didn't have a hit entering this inning. Go 5+ without a hit. Doubled by Bradley Chicada. First hit of this ball game. They've since pushed in 3 runs on 3 hits. That's on in there on Mason Crane. 0-1. Comes the 1-1. So a 3-run inning for the Dodgers on 3 hits. Crane digs in for the third time, fly out to right and a strikeout. Gets his first look at Berlowitz. After Prindle, the starter, goes 5. Now it's Berlowitz's game. Tied 3-3. In the bottom of this inning, it'll be Nelson, Woodworth, and Salmon. That is outside third. Strike 2. One-two from Berlowitz. Struck him out, and the inning is over. But 3 runs on 3 hits for the Dodgers. They tie this game. Bottom of the 6th, Foresters bat. Nelson leads it off for the Sturs. Bottom of the 6th, tied game. Pitch and change for the Dodgers, last of the 6th. Nelson leads off. And as it appears, it is now Connor Grease that is pitching on the hill. And we believe that was Hayden Hall pinch hitting in the last half inning. Mix up on the rosters prior to the start of this game. So Grease now on the hill. And a ball and a strike on Nelson. Foresters put up 2 runs in the last inning. Klepsch and Rivera came around to score. It was 2 runs on 2 hits for the Foresters. And their first run came in the 4th. So 2 straight innings for the Sturs pushing runs in this non-CCL game. What can they do here? Fly ball to center. Here's Luter. 1 away.
Now batting Santa Barbara BMW. Number 20, Josh Woodward.
With one down, here's Josh Woodworth in a tied game. Ball one. That's on the corner, 2-1. Woodworth is 1 for 2 today. Infield single his last time, popped up to short in the second. On a breaking pitch, that's hammered to left center, but Luter has enough room to operate. And a pair of flyouts to center begins the 6th for the Foresters. So 2 down, the batters, Nick Salmon. A flyout and a lineout today for Nick, serving as the DH. A little bit of everything now this year for Nick. Swinging away, strike one. So for Connor Grease, playing for Allen Hancock College. Couple of flyouts in this inning, gets ahead of Nick Salmon in this tied game. And at 84 misses upstairs, 1-1. And here's a fly ball into left. And the inning is over. Welch makes the play, who came in defensively in left field to retire the side. This game is through 6, tied 3-3 from Eddie Matthews Field.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Pitching change for the Foresters. Joey Wittig takes over on the hill. Judah Hill, James Luderer, and Tanae Curtis, the scheduled hitters for the Dodgers, tied 3-3. 3 runs on 3 hits in the last for the Dodgers to tie this game. So here's Joey Wittig. First pitch in there at the knees on Hill. We last saw Wittig 4 days ago in the first. Was the first man out of the bullpen after Grove picked up his 3rd win of the season, going 4, struck out 6. Joey in that game went 2, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 1 strikeout. It's a ball and a strike on the number 9 man Hill, who's yet to record an AB. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Both of those plate appearances were against Prindle. That's a strike. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Joey Wittig. That's outside third. Let's do it again. So we're in the top of the 7th in this 3-3 game. Non-countable game for the Foresters in terms of stats and standings in the CCL. But it is game 24 for the Stars this year. They have CCL play the rest of the way until they finish up their season on the 19th and off to Wichita from there. That's kangarooed over the hill. Klepsch not in time, and Judah Hill, an infield single to start the 7th. So after the Dodgers were hitless through the first 5, all courtesy of Henry Prindle, through 1+, they have 4. And it's James Luderer digs in with 1 on, nobody out in the 7th. Luderer is 0 for 1. He has walked twice. Strike 1. One and 1. And Wittig has been so good in relief this season. Joey's picked up a number of wins in relief. On the 28th, actually, of June, picked up his 4th win against Menlo Park when the Stars routed the Legends 3-1. Runners on the move. The throw on the third base side. Klepsch had a tough play trying to spin around. And a stolen base for Judah Hill. He's in a scoring position with nobody out. Two balls and a strike on Luderer, and the Dodgers have an opportunity to lead for the first time in this game with nobody out and a man in scoring position. Two and two. Comes a 2-2 from Wittig. Luderer takes ball 3, full count. With 1 on, nobody out, 3-2. That puts 2 on, nobody out in the 7th. James Luderer works his 3rd walk of the day at the top spot in the order. That puts 2 on, nobody out. Tanae Kurth scheduled, but a pinch hitter. Connor Chanley now hits for the first time today. So Chanley hitting for Kurth out of the 2-hole. Kurth ends up going 0 for 3. Scored when he reached on error in the last inning. But a massive spot now in this ball game with the Foresters just conceding 3 runs in the last. He's got an infield single walk. And strike 1 on Connor Chanley. The 0-1. Back off the fence, strike 2. Bill Pintard. Some encouragement from the first base dugout to Joey Wittig. The 0-2 to Chanley. That's foul back. We'll do it again. After Chanley, Chicada is on deck. The lead runner is Judah Hill. Foresters looking for a massive first out here on the 7th. And they get it 1 away. First strikeout for Wittig. And if you're tuning in late, what a start it was for Henry Prindle. 5 hitless innings for the starter. Struck out 10. Since that point, 3 runs on 3 hits in the 6th for the Dodgers. They're threatening here in the 7th. Bradley Chicada, who is 1 for 3, stands in first and second, 1 out, and a ball away. Goes after him with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1. Chicada had the 3 spot for the Dodgers today. And that double in the last, that was off of Berlowitz, which brought home the first run of the game. And he was scored on a 2-run single by Ashton Bloom. Here's the 1-1 from Wittig. Wittig got the strikeout for out number 1. 1-1. Strike 2. Left side. Klepsch has to field a high hop, and a high throw gets away. The Coastal Dodgers take a 4-3 lead. Hill scores on the error, and 2 on with just a single out in a 4-3 ball game in the 7th.
Number 23, Andrew Vega.
So the Dodgers lead for the first time. That ball was jackhammered in front of the plate. A massive hop towards short. It was a long throw from Klepsch. So a 4-3 ball game. Goes down as an E6, no earned run. No RBI on the play. That's down and away at the knees to Andrew Vega. Ball 1. Vega is 0 for 2, walked his last time, stole a base, scored. Luter, who was at first, was able to go first to third to put runners on the corners, just 1 out. Vega takes ball 2. The 2-0 pitch is in there, 2-1. So after everything was smooth sailing for the Foresters in terms of getting outs, Prindle with the 10 strikeouts through 5. Completely different story when the Foresters went to the bullpen. 4 runs in the last inning and a third. Here's the 2-1. Runners on the move. The throw down. They get him, but that's going to bring home a run. They record the out at second. Luter plates the second run of the inning. It is now 5-3 in the 7th. Count is now 2-2 on Vega. Base is clear. 2 runs in for the Dodgers. Should the inning continue, Bloom is next. In this non-CCL game, here comes the 3-2 to Vega. In the air to center, sends Janusik back, secures out number 3. But 2 more plated by the Dodgers, 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and Santa Barbara in the last of the 7th, trail by 2. Sandusky leads it off when we return.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Last of the 7th, Forster's bat. That is strike one on Sandusky. New pitcher into the ball game for the Dodgers. The former Forster, Mason Crane, started this game as the DH. He'll bat out of the 8th spot. He's now into this ball game. Goes right after Sandusky's former teammate, 0-1. We told you earlier, Crane graduated from San Marcos High School, just up the road from where we are at SBHS, going to Fordham next year. And he's facing 8-9-1 for the Forsters, who trail by 2. And Crane, when he was with the Forsters, 2 appearances, pitched 3 innings. You have 1 earned run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts in his 2 outings with the Sturs. And he's still ahead, 0-2 on Sandusky. Sandusky today is 0 for 2. Fly out to left and a fly out to center. And it is worth noting Makani Nabarro, who is in the hole to start this inning, has reached safely 3 times today. Perfect 3 for 3 at getting on base. 2-2. And there were some defensive changes for the Dodgers. Connor Chanley, who pinch hit, remains in this game at second base. He took over for Tanae Kurth at second base. 2-2. We'll do it again. Nate Rivera next, then Nabarro. In the Foresters' half of the 7th. A Foresters team that is 12-3 at Eddie Matthews Field this year. Come out their first loss on the road at the hands of the MLB Academy Barons. That was on the 2nd. Good battle here between Six and Crane. Sandusky was quickly in the hole, 0-2. And the inning starts with a walk. Sandusky, what a plate appearance. Works a walk to kick off the 7th. A 9-pitch walk for Joe. And he gets on for Nate Rivera. Tying run at the plate in the 7th for the Sturs. Sandusky immediately on the move back to first base, and the ball gets away, and Sandusky will end up getting down to second. Was on the move, just got back to first. And then an error gets him down to second. So as good as a stolen base for Sandusky. And Mason Crane against his former team, having to work here in the 7th. And Nate Rivera, his last time, doubled down the left field line. And such a great story for Rivera. But the Foresters catching core depleted. 2 guys at the All-Star game last night. Wilson and Camber getting banged up in the last game. Rivera gets the nod in this non-CCL game. Playing for El Camino College. He's 1 for 2. 1 on, nobody out in the 7th. Squares around. 1-1. Here comes the 2-0 to Rivera. Foul tip, strike one. Top of the order on deck for the Sturs. It has been 5 straight runs for the Dodgers. It's 2-1. In the air to right, Vega has a long run, secures out number 1, and Sandusky remains at second, 1 away. That ball not deep enough to get you over to third. With 1 on, 1 out, back to the top with Makani Nabarro. Has walked his last 2 times. Actually, he's been erased at second both occasions on those walks. Was caught stealing, then with the man next bounced into a fielder's choice. Nabarro was erased at second. Takes one on the inside corner, strike one. And Crane trying to keep this 5-3 lead for the Dodgers. Pitching against his former team. Fly ball to right. That sends Chanley back, and he has out number 2.
Now batting, brought to you by Finney's Craft House. Number 4, Addison.
So after the walk, an error. A fly out and a pop-up, and it's now Klepsch. A high strike, 0-1. Another breaking pitch from Crane. This is down this time 1-1. A day after Independence Day, which the CCL Showcase game was played in Reno, Nevada. Foresters not having their full team today in this non-CCL game. The end of the regular season right around the corner. Every Forester team knows the objective when you come to Santa Barbara and Planter Bill Pintard, what happens in late July and in Wichita, Kansas. That's to center and down in front of Luderer. Klepsch has his first hit of the ball game, and the Sturs pull within 1 in the 7th.
Now batting, brought to you by Santa Barbara Mayor Randy Rouse. Number 44, Cole Chamberlain.
Tying run on base for the Foresters. Chamberlain is 2 for 3. Been such a big day for Cole. With 1 on, 2 out. Klepsch keeps the line moving with 2 down. Low strike, 0-1. Base hit in the left and base hit to center for Chamberlain. A run scored and an RBI. He's batting 3rd today. That ball's in the dirt. Klepsch to second in safely. And a ball in the dirt has the tying run in scoring position for Chamberlain. After the Dodgers pushed in 5 unanswered, the Foresters respond with 1 in the 7th. Krang against his former teammate. That's in and out of the glove, and Klepsch over to third. Goes down as a wild pitch to advance Klepsch over to third. Man, it's 2-1 on Chamberlain. Went right after it. Strike two. This inning is gone. Walk, fly out, pop up, single. Sandusky got in scoring position on error. Is brought home. Chamberlain takes ball three. After him is Janusik. And Mason Krang, 3-2. And here's a shot into right, but going back is Vega. A hard hit ball. Chamberlain retired by the right fielder. But Santa Barbara get one back after 7. Dodgers on top, 5-4.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Eighth inning, 5-4 Dodgers. The Foresters just got one back in the bottom of the 7th to make it a one-run affair. Joey Wittig remains in this ball game. Bloom, Stud, and Welch, the scheduled hitters for the Coastal Dodgers. 5-4 away half of the 8th, and that's a strike on the inside edge on Ashton Bloom. Bloom tied the game with a 2-run single in the center in the 6th. One and one. And for Joey Wittig, after working on the first, been one of the most consistent men out of the bullpen this season for the Foresters, has been able to pick up some wins as well. Pitch behind Tanner Grove. Back on July 1st. Gets ahead 1-2 on Bloom. 1-2. And a strikeout starts the inning. One away.
That by Joey Wittig was brought to you by Lee and Sons Plumbing and Heating. Up to bat, number 26, Kolstad.
That was a 13th strikeout by Forster pitching. Second K for Wittig. After Henry Prindle struck out 10, and here comes Bill Pintard. So Wittig has gone in the third. And the manager having a early flight, or late flight, however you want to look at it, out of Reno. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep here today with all the All-Star players not here today after playing last night in a packed house in Reno for the CCL Showcase game. So just a conversation for Wittig. And the batter is Cole Studd, who is 0 for 2, walked his first time on 4 pitches against Prindle. But his team leads by 1, bases clear, 1 out. That's down, ball 1. Here's Nelson. He's got it. 2 down.
Now hitting number 18, Jetner Welsh.
So a 2 down. Here's Jetner Welch, who pinch hit in the 6th. It was an infield single. Initially thought it was Grease, but it's Welch who took over in left field. Where Chikata gets his second time at the plate. Ball 1. That running fastball at 91 from Wittig. We discussed what Wittig has been able to do this season for the Forsters. And when you look back to this past school year, was with Louisiana Tech. 12 appearances, 5 2/3 of work down south in Louisiana. That's in the air to left. Easy for Chamberlain, and a 1-2-3 inning for Joey Wittig. On to the bottom of the 8th. Forsters down by 1.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of 8. Dodgers on top of the Foresters 5-4. Pitching change. Miles Herbert, the right-hander, takes over. After Shane Grant went 4, there's been a carousel ever since out of the bullpen. Every man has gone 1 inning. Habib, Grease, and Krang. Janusik, Nelson, and Woodworth, the scheduled hitters for the Foresters, 4, 5, and 6. Strike 1. And remember, if you're just joining us, this is a game that does not count towards stats and standings, so even if someone goes 5 for 5 in this game, you would not see it on the official CCL stat sheet tomorrow. Two quick strikes on Janusik. And the Foresters have been able to get base runners. It was a little bit slow early on. At one point, they were retired 8 in order by Shane Grant. Miles Herbert, 2 strikes on Janusik. Ball 1. In terms of where the run production has come from today, Sandusky has scored a run, as has Rivera at the 8-9 spot, getting on in front of the top of the order. Here's the 1-2. After Herbert got ahead, 0-2. A couple of good takes from Janusik. It's 2-2. That's down the line into left. That ball is into the corner. And Janusik cruises in as second base. A leadoff double starts the 8th.
Sponsored by the Pomerantz family, Wylan Nelson.
So Janusik, first time he gets aboard today. Good for a 2-bagger. Huge in terms for the Foresters trying to find a tying run. And the batter is Wylan Nelson, who was 1 for 3. Infield single in the 4th. His last time was retired in center. So a massive leadoff double by Janusik, and he's had an ability in late in games to put balls down the left field line here at Eddie Matthews Field. Notably had a walk-off earlier this season on a bases clearing double. So 1 on, nobody out. Nelson goes after the first pitch. It's into foul ground, playable for Bloom, and he's got it. 1 away. So foul out. And it's now Josh Woodworth.
Number 20, Josh Woodworth.
Actually, nearly identical situations for Woodworth and Nelson today. Infield single in the 4th, then was retired into center his last time. In a 1-run game, Sturs led 3-0 after 5. They trailed 5-3 after 5 unanswered by the Dodgers in the bottom of the last inning. Scored 1, and that's how we get to our 5-4 scoreline. Bottom of the 8th. That's in the dirt over to third, Janusik. And a sac fly in play here now for Woodworth. Miles Herbert under immediate pressure. He got ahead of Brady. Gave him a couple of early strikes. Great plate appearance by Brady, ends up with the double. And the count is 1-0 on Woodworth. That's in the air to center. Luter into the gap. Secures out number 2. And Josh Woodworth sac fly ties the game in the 8th. 5-5.
Up to bat, sponsored by Petrini's, Nick Salmon.
So with 2 down. It's 5-5. And the batter is Nick Salmon. In the 9th inning, the Dodgers have 8-9-1. That's Krang Hill, or the Krang would be scheduled, but out of this ball game now. The DH spot, Hill, and then Luter. And here's a fly ball to center. Sends Luter to his right, and the side retired, but the Foresters tie the game. Capitalize on a lead-off double after 8, tied 5-5. Foresters, Dodgers.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Leading off for the Coastal Dodgers, number 7, Miles Herbert.
Ninth inning. 8-9-1 for the Coastal Dodgers. Pitch and change for the Foresters. Joey Wittig ends up going 2 innings. Carter Spites, the right-hander, takes over for the Foresters on the hill. So after Mason Krang entered onto the hill to pitch, started as the DH. The pitcher spot now. Miles Herbert leads off. Then Hill and Luterer in a tied game in the 9th. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Two and 0. So the Foresters able to tie the game on the sac fly. Spites is able to locate his fastball on the inside corner, 2-1. And the game that does not count towards stats and standings, but you know the Foresters, with what they've done this season, at one point winning over 12 games straight. They're at the home field day after Independence Day in front of a nice crowd. I want to find their 13th victory at home. Here's a 3-1, full count. So Spites going up against Miles Herbert. 3-2. That is up the middle. And Herbert leads off the ninth with a base hit. Just pitched in the last inning. Leads off in the ninth. Base hit.
Up to bat, number 19.
Go ahead run on base for Judah Hill, who is 1 for 1. Hit by a pitch, walked. He's at the 9 spot with the top of the order on deck. Well, let's see what the Dodgers draw up if they want to sack and get Herbert down to second. Ball 1. Hill's last time is an infield single to the left side. Stole a base and scored. 3 runs in the 6th, 2 runs in the 2nd for the Dodgers. To at that point take a 5-3 lead entering the home half of the 7th. 1-1 to Hill, ball 2. That's right in front of the third base dugout, 2-2. Spites last worked on the 2nd, the last game before the All-Star weekend. And the losing effort for the Forsters. Spites ended up going 1+, pitched the 7th and faced one man in the 8th. 2-2. Got him on the inside corner, 1 away.
That strikeout by Carter Spites was brought to you by Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating. Up to bat is number 3, James Luderer.
It's a 1-on, 1-out. The batter is James Luderer. Ground ball to take us to the bottom half of this inning. Sandusky leads off. Ball 1. At 93 from Spites. So Sandusky, Rivera, Navarro, the 8-9-1 hitters for the Forsters, bottom of this inning. Can Spites work around the leadoff single? Runners on the move. The throw from Rivera is late. And Herbert into scoring position. Ball and a strike on Luderer, who has been the on-base machine. He's 0 for 1, but 3 walks. Came around to score his last time. Go ahead run in scoring position for the Dodgers. Here's the 1-1. On the outside corner, strike 2. After Luderer, Connor Chamley. Two, 2. Outside first. With Miles Herbert, who entered in the last pitch. Led off this inning with a single, stole a base. And can the Dodgers regain the lead after the Foresters have put up 2 straight to tie us 5-5? Spites working here against Luder, 2-2. Did not miss by much, and the count is full. Chanley next. Walk here won't kill you if you're Spites. Luder strikes out, 2 out. Back-to-back Ks for Carter Spites.
Now hitting number 21, Connor Chanley.
Tying run at second. Rather, go-ahead run for the Dodgers in scoring position. And 2 down. It's Carter Chanley. Second time Connor digging in today. Strike 1. Chanley struck out his first time when he came in for Kurth off the bench in the 7th. Foul tip, strike 2. Carter Spites worked in the last game on the 2nd. Third man out of the bullpen here. Gave up a leadoff single. That's in the air and over to Nelson. Makes the play at first base to retire the side. And Carter Spites works around a leadoff single and a stolen base. The Dodgers strand a man in scoring position. We're on to the 9th. Tied game. Sandusky leading it off.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Well, we're into the 9th. A tied game, 5-5. Sandusky, Rivera, Nabarro, 8-9-1 for the Foresters. Carter Spites, what an effort out of the bullpen. Gave up a leadoff single, retires the next 3. And the Dodgers leave the man who currently stands on the hill in scoring position. Losing the DH, led off with the single, stranded at second. Strike 1 on Sandusky. Joe walked his last time when he led off. Came around to score. Can the Stars find a way to get the winning run on base? The Foresters not too often have entered the 9th inning either A, tied or be losing this season. No game has gone to extra innings this season. Hill, gonna be tough. Shallow throw. Sandusky is on to start the ninth.
Now hitting, sponsored by Mesa Cafe.
So Sandusky puts the ball in play. And he's on representing the winning run. So the infield single for Sandusky. He's now 1 for 3. Winning run on base for the Foresters, Nate Rivera. Squares around. It's a good one. Here's Herbert, and he gets the tag, that's for sure. One away. So Herbert able to make the play. Not the most conventional tag, but does the job. And Rivera does his. The sack advances the winning run into scoring position. And it's now Makani Nabarro. Makani is 1 for 2, walked twice. And this all started by Joe Sandusky in his infield single. So it's now Nabarro, 1 on, 1 out. Winning run at second. Ball 1. So this is actually a very similar spot that Carter Spites was in the top half of this inning. Granted, you don't have the pressure of base hit and the game's over. But Spites, leadoff single. There was a stolen base worked in there. Took care of business to keep it 5-5. That is over to man at first. Able to make the play. Cachada makes the play over at first. On the ground out, that advances Sandusky over to third. So the winning run at third. And the batter is Klepsch, who is 1 for 4. RBI single his last time. So 2 down. Winning run at third base for Klepsch. Ball 1. Stud working hard behind the plate. And on that ground out with Sandusky over to third base, that extra pressure behind the plate and also on Herbert. Needing to execute and not have any errant pitches, but Sandusky such a good runner at third. Three and 0. Cole Chamberlain would be next. Runners on the corners with 2 out.
Now hitting, sponsored by Doug Scott of the Allison Company, number 44, Cole Chamberlain.
First and third, 2 out. Chamberlain's scheduled, and they're going to intentionally walk him. They're going to put him on. So Chamberlain intentionally walked. And that is going to load him up for Janusik.
Now batting, Brady Janusik.
So the intentional walk. And it's now Janusik. It is worth saying, earlier this season on the 18th. Doubled down the left field line to win it for the Forsters against the San Diego Waves. It's Brady again. Ball one. So after the walk to Klepshin, you put Chamberlain on, and you have to deal with now Janusik. And Brady doubled his last time down the left field line, scored. And it's all started with Sandusky in his infield single. The sack, the ground out to first. A walk and the intentional walk. It's 1-0. On the outside corner, 1-1. And in that game, the Forsters were trailing by a couple of runs, end up winning 5-4 against the Waves. They entered this inning tied 5-5. And strike two. And Bill Pintard, you could hear him from the first base dugout about that strike call. With two down, bases loaded. 1-2 to Janusik. 2-2. Herbert has to be thinking one good pitch, and this game's on to the 10th. Off to the right, out of play, remains 2-2. Janusik protecting that side of the plate after the last couple strike calls. Two from Herbert. And a pop up into left field. Welch underneath it and makes the play. Had to readjust. And this game is headed to the 10th. Tied 5-5. And Herbert gets out of the jam. Sturs left him loaded. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Dodgers.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Forsters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Forsters for several seasons. Just like the Forsters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
First time all year long, the Forsters going extra innings. Tied 5-5 after 9.
Leading off for the Coastal Dodgers.
3, 4, and 5 for the Dodgers. Cachada leads off. And the Ghost Runner being brought in. We saw Bill Pintard have a conversation prior to the start of the 9th inning, likely about wanting to put in the final out of the previous inning at second base, and that is what has happened. Connor Chamley, who lined out to first, is at second. He runs. By the way, Will Jordan is now taking over for the Foresters on the hill. Jordan last worked on the 30th. 2 innings in relief in the blowout over the Arroyo Seco Saints when the Foresters won 22-2. But right now they're knotted up with the Coastal Dodgers in a non-CCL game. Bradley Cachada, Andrew Vega, Ashton Bloom. Remember, Nate Rivera behind the plate today, essentially on a one-day contract, being brought in. So Rivera and Jordan get it situated. Especially for the Dodgers needing to score here, that is foul. With the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dodgers, Cachada's last time reached on an error. Was caught stealing at second. Had an RBI double back in the 6th. That was his lone hit of the day. That was against Brody Berlowitz. He was the first man out of the pen. That's into the dirt. Over to third, Chanley on the wild pitch. So now Bradley Cachada has a runner at third, nobody out. Infield in for the Foresters. One. In the air to right. Nabarro secures out number 1. The Ghost Runner to the plate, and the sac fly by Cachada gives the Dodgers a 6-5 lead in the 10th.
Now hitting number 23, Andrew Vega.
So bases clear, 1 down, 1 run in. And the batter is Vega. That's into shallow center field. But Janusic casual for out number 2. So the Dodgers able to secure the Ghost Runner, able to bring him home. And that's now going to bring up Ashton Bloom, who is 1 for 4. If you're wondering, bottom of this inning, Nelson, Woodworth, Salmon, 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Foresters. They trail by 1. Here's Nelson. He'll win the foot race. And Will Jordan just has to face 3 batters, but the Dodgers capitalize on a wild pitch and the sac fly. We're going to the last of the 10th. Coastal Dodgers on top of the Foresters, 6-5.
Can you feel that? That little itch to get out of town? At Santa Barbara Airport, we feel it too. But when you're ready to trade the usual view for something new, don't drive to LA. Depart stress-free at SBA. With 26 daily nonstops to 13 destinations, we're one stop to anywhere in the world. Go ahead, scratch that travel itch. Just skip the hustle. Visit flysba.com and take off easy. Santa Barbara Airport. Depart differently.
Bottom of the 10th, Dodgers lead 6-5. The pinch runner, I should say the ghost runner at second base is Janusik, who is the final out of the 10th. It'll be Nelson, Woodworth, and Salmon, the scheduled hitters. Pitching change for the Dodgers, Eli Silvera, the left-hander, takes over on the hill. The lead man, Nelson, the left-handed batter who is 1 for 4 today, rather. An infield single back in the 4th. The Forsters, can they play Janusik to tie this game? High and tight. Ball 1. And Janusik is one of the better runners on this team for the Forsters. Two and 0. And there's a right-hander warming up in the pen for the Dodgers. And now Bill Pintard would like a conversation with Janusik as well. Objective number 1, get Janusik across the plate, and then you can go from there. And remember, even just a wild pitch, get him over to third, a sac fly, game's tied. That's exactly what happened in the 10th for the Dodgers. And both Nelson and Woodworth, Nelson who's currently standing in, and Woodworth on deck, both have infield singles today. And a 2-0 count now for Wyland Nelson. Squares around, but Janusik on the move. Safe! And Janusik swipes third base. And it's 3-0 on Nelson. So the aggressive base running for the Forsters, and Janusik is at third. Infield in for the Dodgers. Very similar situation to the top half, except stolen base was a wild pitch for the Dodgers. It was then a sac fly. And that's ball 4. Winning run now on base for the Forsters, nobody out.
Now hitting, sponsored by the Santa Barbara Mayor, Randy Rouse.
The Forsters had an opportunity in the last inning. Start off with the Sandusky infield single. Was sacked down to second. Ground out, advanced into third, a walk, intentional walk. And they were left loaded. First and third, nobody out. And the batter is Woodworth. Sac fly, his last time in the 8th inning. Left side, and that's a fair ball into the corner. Josh Woodworth down to second base. This game is tied on the RBI double by Woodworth.
Up to bat, sponsored by Loras College, number 15, Nick Salmon.
Woodworth comes up big. Second hit of the day, second RBI. 6-6. And they're going to put Salmon on. So Salmon intentionally walked.
Now hitting number 6, Joseph.
Second intentional walk down the stretch here. And that's going to load him up for Sandusky. Nelson, the lead runner, representing the winning run. And here's Joe Sandusky. The intentional walk to Salmon. It's now the number 8 man, Sandusky. Ball 1. This inning has gone stolen base for Janusik. Walk to Nelson. Game time double by Woodworth, then the intentional walk. Nobody out. And 2-0 on Sandusky. Infield in for the Dodgers. Strike 1. Prior to that infield single for Joe. Led off in the 7th. Ended up walking and came around to score. Two, 1. 2-2. Comes the 2-2. Struck him out, 1 away. What a K by Silvera.
Now hitting, sponsored by the Pomerantz family.
And now look at this. Here is Nate Rivera, a guy that essentially wasn't even supposed to be here today. Catching core that has been so depleted. 2 All-Stars, Wilson and Camber getting banged up last game. And here is Rivera with the bases loaded, 1 out, and a chance to end the game in the 10th. On a 1-day contract. He is 1 for 3 today. His last time sacked. Two and 0. Foresters entered this inning trailing by 1. Tied on the double by Woodworth. Rivera sees it in the dirt, ball 3. And Silvera has to locate her. This one is over. Three and 0 with them loaded up in the 10th. Strike 1. Eli Silvera able to locate, get himself back in the count, but no room for error for the left-handed reliever. 3-1 to Rivera. That's going to force in the winning run. Nate Rivera walks it off with the walk, and the Foresters win this game 7-6 in the 10th, and Nate Rivera brings home the winning run for the Foresters.
And that's a wrap for today, with the final score being the Foresters 7 and the Coastal Dodgers 6. Thanks for coming on. We hope to see you next time.
Well, thanks for sticking with us today, day after Independence Day. And Nate Rivera, a double in the 5th inning, scored a run, laid down a big sack in the 9th, and brings home the winning run when he walks it off with the walk with the bases loaded in the 10th. And the Foresters win this non-CCL game 7-6, but the Coastal Dodgers, what an effort down the stretch. Put up 5 unanswered runs in the 6th and the 7th. to take the lead 5-3. Showed some resolve, but at the end of the day, the Foresters win this one. And we appreciate you sticking with us. SB back in action tomorrow on the road in Ventura, taking on the Conejo Oaks. The final time that they take on the Oaks on the road. They also play Conejo on Friday, and that's actually when the Foresters are next at home. So if you're in the area, the Foresters' next home game is on the 10th, this coming Friday. But the Foresters will be on the road for the next 3, and we'll be right there with you. First pitch tomorrow is 4 o'clock local time down in Ventura. So for the entire team, for Bill Pintard, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Eddie Matthews Field. Final score in this one, Foresters walk it off 7-6, courtesy of Nate Rivera. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you tomorrow.